Welcome to Plants, Plants, and More Plants. And I want to do an update on my GreenStalks. These are the first two that I planted, and they are coming along very nicely. Not everything's perfect, because I'm not one of those guys, but the top layer, I actually harvested it, and it is now planted in some green beans and some other seeds. Second layer is a mixture of edibles and some flowers and ground cover. Next level is a complete mystery to me because I can't remember what I planted in there. Down below, this has been my most productive layer. So I have zucchini. You can see they have a lot of flowers ready to bloom. This is a sweet potato vine. This is another zucchini right here. An onion coming on very slowly. None of my onions have really grown quickly. I'm hoping they're going to pick up the pace here in a minute. Another zucchini. That whole layer of zucchinis are really big. And then the bottom layer is kale, and I don't know what is eating it, but it has gotten abused, and it's probably being shaded out by the zucchini leaves that are just absolutely gigantic. So that's the first one that I planted, and then the second one is the Inventor. So the top layer, and this has the spinner on it because it's the Inventor pack. Top layer is strawberries, and these are strawberries that were planted at the base of a bunch of Jerusalem artichokes, which are ridiculously large. And so I transplanted them, and they are finally over the shock of being transplanted, and they're doing really well. The next layer is some Japanese sedum, or golden Japanese sedum, or something like that. Looks like some onions, and they're drooping, but they're growing, so I'll take that. Some more sedum, more onions, and here's some sedum and a hosta that just now recovered from the shock of being planted and is putting up its first new leaves. Next layer is going to be, looks like some ground cover, an enormous zucchini, and another zucchini. I don't know why I've planted so much zucchini, but I'm going to have plenty. The next layer is a mixture of, this is some kind of cucurbit. I will figure out what that is when it flowers. Then down below here, got some parsley, and I've got some onions, and more parsley, and more parsley. And then the last thing on that list, on this second from the bottom original tier, is this absolutely robust dwarf tomato, and it is thick with 2 C's. It's nice and stable. It's got a bamboo stake that's holding it in place, and it has not flowered yet, so I don't know when it's gonna start putting out some tomatoes. And the bottom layer is radishes and spiderwort and more radishes, and oh, that died. Well, I'll have to plant that in. And then this is the biggest group of radishes. And that is my first 2 GreenStalks. And I really like the way they look, but they are very tall, um, and I they're not the easiest to work on. And then my more recently planted green stalks are over here, and this is the red, white, and blue combo. And I've got on top layer, I've got some geranium start, which you can tell is microscopic, but it is growing, so I'll take it. Some spiderwort, an eggplant that is coming on nicely, and a jalapeno pepper. And then the next layer, which the top tier is the leaf, and then the next layer, which is my first of the original, those are all onions. And then below that is onions and hostas and some radishes and some more hostas. It keeps on going. And then I don't know what's going on with these strawberries on the bottom. They're not doing very well, but I have some other strawberries that I've started in pots with the runners that are still connected to the plants. So if these all fail, I will start another batch here shortly. And this is the white one. The bottom layer is kale. And I've got beans, a lot of beans, and the beans look. These are bush beans. They're looking really healthy. And then we've got a layer of onions here, and then the leaf on top. That is all ornamentals, and in each one I planted some combination of ground cover and these geranium starts. I've just basically took cuttings off my geraniums and dipped them in rooting hormone, and then planted them. And this is a strawberry sassafrage, which looks really cool in here. There's a couple of them, and those are super easy to propagate because they send out the runners, they start putting in down some roots, and you can keep on going with them. And this last one is the tomato color, and the top layer. This is one of the problems with the rice hulls, is you occasionally get these um, little rice plants starting to grow up. I got a whole layer of spiderwort around the top, hosta, some ground covers. This is a really big sedum, and it likes it here. This is a slightly smaller sedum, but also autumn joy, the kind of the conventional color of autumn joy. Um, this is a California mugwort. Um, this is Swedish ivy. Got a yucca. I've got a couple of um, geraniums that are doing quite well. This one is the one that's nutmegs scented, which is absolutely heavenly. And the other one is pine scented. It smells really good too. And then we've got, I don't know, I'm going to have to wait until this grows in a little bit more before I figure out what that is. Another eggplant. I don't recall having planted this sunflower, but there's a sunflower growing here. And then the bottom row, California wax myrtle, a Douglas fir, and it's doing pretty well. It's got a few dry needles, but I think it's going to be fine. I planted a strawberry sassafrage at the bottom there. This is a Sequoia giganteum. It's just the regular species, and I'm sure it's going to outgrow this here very quickly. And a different sassafrage, and then this, I can't remember exactly what this ground cover is, but it's nice. And then we've got Alberta spruce, and then this willow appears to have died, and so I'm going to have to start over with that. We'll see what I can plant in there soon. And I think these look really nice the way they are, but you can tell the difference between the ones I just planted 2 weeks ago and the ones over here, the two tall green ones, which have been planted for about 6 weeks, which are really coming in strong. So thanks for coming along for the update.